Hello my friends, this is Dan with Paying It Forward. This video is going to be focusing on seniors. What do you do once you retire? What do you get involved in? Do you just like sitting around the house? We're going to talk about a few things that I think that as a senior, I'm 74 years old, and I ride e-bikes and e-trikes, and I've got another channel on that as well. But I really just wanted to sit down and talk to seniors about your interest. What do you like doing? And what do you do with your time once you're retired? So again, if you're watching this, there's a good chance that you're retired or getting close. And first, let me say this clearly. You did your time. You worked hard. You earned this season of life. But here's the part nobody really prepares us for. Retirement isn't just about stopping work. It's about starting something new, and that can feel exciting or confusing or even a little lonely at times. So today I want to talk to senior about what to do after retirement. What activities actually bring you joy and purpose, and what seniors really want to hear from other seniors, especially here on YouTube. This channel is called Pay It Forward, and that's exactly what this conversation is about. The biggest surprise of retirement. Here's something no one tells you until it happens. You don't miss the job, you miss the routine, the purpose, and being needed. Suddenly, the alarm clock is quiet, the calendar is empty, and the world doesn't seem to ask much of you anymore. That's a big transition for a bunch of us. And that can mess with your head. It really can. Let me say this clearly. You are not done. You are not irrelevant. And you are not just filling time now. You're in a season where you get to choose not what you have to do, but what you want to do. That is powerful. What seniors should get involved in? Let's talk about that a little bit. Something that gets you moving. Not running marathons, not lifting heavy weights, just movement with purpose. Walking trails, riding a bike or trike, gardening, light stretching, or balance exercises. Movement keeps your joints working, your confidence strong, and your mind clear. And here's the secret. Movement feels better when it has a destination. A coffee stop, a park bench, a grocery run, a conversation. Simple things in life are what matter. Something that gets you thinking. Retirement is not the time to let your mind idle. Good points. Learning a new hobby. Photography, woodworking, writing, video creation. Learn technology slowly at your pace. Your brain wants to stay engaged, not overwhelmed. You don't need to keep up with the kids. You just need to stay curious. Something that gets you connected. This one matters more than people realize. Isolation sneaks up quickly. Simple connections make a difference. Community centers, volunteer groups, church groups, writing clubs, online communities, and yes, even YouTube comments count. Sometimes just knowing someone else gets it makes all the difference. And guys, I'll speak into this a little bit because I retired at 70 years old. I worked 40 years. I owned a pest control company for many, many years. And I finally sold it to my son, and my grandkids work for him now. And it was a sudden change for me. because I had 40 years of an industry that I truly loved. I can say I never had a day of work. That is kind of hard to believe for a lot of you people, but I found an industry that I was good at, that I had passion about, and was always about my customer. So the money came either way, but it also afforded me not a whole lot of time after work, because I was so involved on building my company, paperwork, taking care of employees, taking customer phone calls. There was a lot to it, but it also was not what defined me. You cannot let what you did as a career define who you are today, because once you retire, everything changes. Now, if you've got a place that you work for and you've got a good retirement and pension and things like that, that's great. But what do you do with your time once you retire? Those are some of the things that we talk about: purpose without pressure. Here's a mistake many retirees make. They think they need to replace the career with another career. I have to agree with that, because once I retired, I thought I'd start a pest control channel. I didn't have the passion for it anymore once I retired. That's kind of odd to you probably, but it just was something that I didn't want to do anymore. I turned that reign over to my son. I still kind of help him with consulting when things come up, but for the most part, I stay out of his way, and his company is doing extremely well, and now I got a legacy because my grandkids, hopefully one of them, will be able to take over that career that I left, that legacy. Again, purpose now looks different. Helping others avoid mistakes you made. Sharing experiences, not expertise. Encouraging instead of competing. You live long enough to know what matters, what doesn't, and what you wish someone had told you earlier. That wisdom is gold. You don't need to be famous. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be honest. What seniors really want to hear on YouTube? Let me tell you what seniors don't want. Flashy hype, fast talking, young people telling them how to live, unrealistic expectations. And I'll bring my little example here. We're going to a current church that my grandson had left. He was in the worship team, and I asked him one day, why don't we listen to some of the older songs? He said, "Grandpa, that's old school. We don't do that anymore." Well, I didn't like that answer, so him and the worship leader moved on to another church, and now we're getting back to some of the older stuff. So, here's what seniors don't want to hear. You're not alone. That matters more than any tip or product. It's okay to slow down. Not quit. Not give up. Just slow down, enjoy the moment. I try to remember that every day when I'm out either riding my e-bikes or my e-trikes, and I'm educating people about them on my bike channel. But some days I just get out and take a ride and not take the camera with me. I just get out and enjoy myself. As they say, stop and smell the roses. Again, your life goes by so quick, and if you think that you can't wait till you retire, it even gets quicker. I'm now 6 years into retirement, and it seems like it was yesterday. So yeah, your concerns are definitely valid. When people try to tell you what to do, whatever, you've got a fear of falling, fear of change, fear of being a burden. Acknowledging those fears build trust. You still matter. This one hits deep. Seniors want to feel seen, heard, and respected, not talked down to. Real stories from real people. Not perfection, not bragging, just real life. Mistakes included, and I've made several in my lifetime along with everybody else. Paying it forward, let's talk about that a little bit. The greatest gift you can give in retirement isn't money. It's experience. I'll speak into that just a little bit. I have this Trike channel where I review these. These companies send these to me to review, and then I either give them away or I sell them. And I was able to help a guy I ran into downtown, total stranger, that he was in a rickety wheelchair, or a wheelchair, one of them mobile things, and he did not have his right leg, so he was an amputee. I believe it was above his knee, if I remember correctly. But we got to talking, and he was telling me that he's homeless, that he lives in a shelter, and he was talking about somebody stole his brand new wheelchair. And he was sad about that. I could almost see him tearing up because of that. So that really bothered me. So wheels started turning in my head. This trike that I was riding on, and he really liked it, and he said, you know, how fast we'll go and how dependable and all that. And as I was thinking, him having that rickety wheelchair, I said, you know what, it's time to pay it forward. And that's the name of my channel. So I was able to give that trike to him the next day. He showed up where I wanted him to show up. Didn't go to my home, of course, but we met at a certain place. And you ought to see his eyes when he seen me on that trike. I don't know if he believed that I was going to be there, but here he comes off. He come off the bus with that old rickety wheelchair. So he got on my trike, and he rode it a little bit. And I said, you know what? I'm going to give this to you. I'm going to give you this trike free of charge because you need to get around the city. You don't have to get on the bus anymore. He's got a basket on the back of that trike. He can go grocery shopping. He can ride around the city. So, you know, when you retire, none of this is ours anyway. Not a thing we own belongs to us. As they say, dust to dust once you leave this earth. So if you're able to help somebody in that moment, I think that's very important that everybody considers doing. So yeah, we got to think about the experiences that we have in life. Paying it forward can look like teaching, encouraging, sharing a lesson, helping someone avoid a bad decision, just listening. Even one comment, one story, one moment of encouragement, that matters more than you know. My closing message on paying it forward: if you're retired and wondering, what am I supposed to do now? And that's a real factor. Here's the answer. Stay involved. Stay curious. Stay connected. And most importantly, stay kind to yourself. You're not behind. You're not late. You're right where you're supposed to be. And if you've learned something along the way, share it. Put something down in the comment sections for me. That is how we pay it forward. Thanks for spending a little time with me today. I'm glad you're here. And I just want to reach out to the people that are just wondering, what do I do with my time now? There is so much you have to offer. When they say with age comes wisdom, that's absolutely correct. Younger folks, I'll say my grandkids' age, 20s, 30s, sometimes they think they know a lot more than you do, but they haven't experienced life, so they can't. Doesn't mean they don't have good ideas. I love all my grandchildren with all my heart, but they don't always have answers to certain problems that I may experience at 74 years old. I used to look at my grandparents and I'd say, you know what? Why can't they do this? Why can't they get around like they used to? And until I was able to be that age and experience that, I had not a clue. Now, I still consider myself really healthy. I just had a total right knee replacement. Within 2.5 weeks after my surgery, I was on my e-bikes and e-trikes. I am so purpose driven, and I try to carry that along into life. Have a purpose. You don't have to do it all at once. It can't be about retirement, can't be about savings, can't be about all of that. If you're healthy, you've got it all. That saying has been told to me as a child, and that is an absolute truth. Wealth don't define you. What you did for a living don't define you. What defines you as a senior is who you are as a senior. So I hope you guys have liked this little talk we had. And also share your comments down in the comment section, or any questions you may have. How do I get involved in riding e-bikes or e-trikes? Just let me know and I'll reach back out to you. I answer all comments. So yeah, I want you guys to stay safe, stay active, keep moving, and let life take care of itself. Thanks again for watching. Subscribe, share, like, hit that bell notification, and I'll see you on the next senior adventure.